The NASCAR garage isn't nervous, it's terrified, and here's why. Everyone thought Shane Van Gisbergen was a one-off, a novelty, a road course ringer who'd win at Chicago, wave to the crowd, and disappear back to the other side of the world. That's what the establishment told themselves. They were dead wrong. SVG didn't just win, he built a blueprint. And that blueprint is now sitting on the desk of every team owner from Charlotte to Concord. Because the Australian and Kiwi experiment didn't fail, it worked so well it opened the floodgates. Here's the part mainstream media is completely missing. The 2027 silly season isn't going to be about American free agents swapping rides. It's going to be about who lands the next invader before their rivals do. There are 3 names being whispered right now, and by the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why the Cup Series garage is quietly panicking about all 3. This isn't just racing. This is a full-blown takeover of American soil. Let's get into it. So why Australia? Why is a series built on ovals suddenly obsessed with blokes who grew up racing at Bathurst? Simple. NASCAR changed the game on itself. The next-gen car is an independent suspension, sequential feel machine that behaves way more like a supercar than the old stock cars ever did. And the schedule now hammers drivers with road and street courses Chicago, Sonoma, Watkins Glen, the Charlotte Roval, and now Mexico City. That's exactly the terrain Supercars drivers eat for breakfast. Think about what a Supercars driver actually trains for. Aggressive trail braking into a tight apex, heel and toe downshifting under load while the rear is stepping out, managing a heavy car. These things weigh around 1,400 kilos on skinny tires that go off fast. That's not a different sport from NASCAR road racing. It's basically the same exam with an American accent. And then there's the SVG factor. Look at the numbers in his 2025 Rookie Cup season. Van Gisbergen won 5 of the 6 road course races, 5 out of 6. He was Sunoco Rookie of the Year. Across 2023 to 2025 on road courses, he had 6 wins and an average finish of 7.6. That's not talent. That's dominance. But here's where it gets weird. The garage could have written that off as, yeah, he's a road guy. Except SVG refused to stay in his lane because in 2026, the oval breakthrough came. At Nashville Superspeedway, SVG scored his first ever Cup top 5 on an oval 5th place. And the trend line behind it is brutal for anyone hoping he'd stay one-dimensional. Over the first 12 oval races of 2026, his average finish jumped by more than 8 positions from 27.5 the year before all the way to 19.25. He got better at 9 of 11 common tracks. He proved the Invaders can learn ovals. That's the crack in the dam. That's why 2027 matters. So who's next through the door? Let's break down the 3 most likely targets, and for each one, I'm giving you the chaos versus logic read. Target number 1, Brodie Kostecki. This is the safest bet on the board, and here's the logic. Kostecki has already done it. He ran a full-ish Xfinity campaign backed by the Chevrolet pipeline, and it was legit a 5th at Dover, top 10s and poles at both Iowa and Watkins Glen. Pole position at an oval like Iowa is the tell. That's not a road ringer. That's a driver who can qualify a stock car flat out on a short oval. His setup secret? Kostecki is a rear grip whisperer. In Supercars, he built his reputation on a loose but controlled rear that he could rotate on throttle rather than steering. In the next-gen car, that translates directly. He doesn't fight understeer, he drives around it. But here's the chaos side. He's not sitting around waiting. For 2026, he recommitted to DJR, the Dick Johnson Racing Penske outfit, taking over the iconic number 17 and leading the Supercars championship early. So the twist is this. The more he wins at home, the more valuable he becomes to a Cup team. He's not begging for a seat. He's raising his price. Wait, look at this data point. His welcome to America moment wasn't a win. It was his Cup debut prep at the Indy Road Course through the RC, R-Erebus connection. Damaged the car through turns 11 and 12, learning the limit. That's the invader tax. You pay it once, then you never pay it again. Target number 2, Cam Waters. Now here's the fan favorite. Waters is described as Australia's most versatile racer, and the Truck Series results back the hype up. On debut at Lime Rock Park in 2025, he survived late race chaos on a wild restart and grabbed a 5th-place finish, his first ever NASCAR Top 5. Full send on a green-white checkered restart, and he came out clean. Logic says Waters is the grit pick. He doesn't have the Xfinity mileage Kostecki has, so the smart money runs him through trucks and Xfinity first to build the oval bank. His setup style leans on brake feels. Waters is a monster on the brakes late and hard, which is gold at places like Martinsville and the road courses. But here's the chaos. Waters keeps getting one-off ThorSport call-ups instead of a full-time deal. That's the trap. A guy this good stuck doing cameos is exactly the kind of driver a team like Trackhouse or a Toyota-aligned outfit swoops on when they realize the well is running dry. His welcome to America moment was that Lime Rock restart, proving he doesn't panic when the American short track brawling starts. That's the box owner's most need ticked. Target number 3, Chaz Mostert. This is the wild card, and it's the one the garage should fear most. Why? Because Mostert just won the 2025 Supercars championship with Walkinshaw Andretti United. 382 Supercars starts, 28 wins, a Bathurst 1000 victory on his CV. This isn't a prospect. This is a proven, complete champion at the peak of his powers. The logic against him is obvious. He's a reigning champ. He's a Ford man, and why would he leave? But that's exactly the SVG parallel. Van Gisbergen was a 3-time Supercars champ who walked away at the top. Champions who've conquered the mountain start looking across the ocean for the next thing to break them. And here's the chaos data point, Mostert's Andretti connection. That surname carries serious American motorsport weight. If any invader has a pre-built bridge into a U.S. team, it's the bloke driving for a team with Andretti on the door. So how are the American Cup veterans actually reacting to all this? Here's where the story turns. Publicly, respect. Privately, something closer to dread. And the data explains why. Look at what happened inside Trackhouse itself in 2026. While SVG was climbing the oval learning curve, his own teammates were sinking. Rookie Connor Zilish sat near the bottom of the full-time standings. Ross Chastain, a 2022 championship Ford driver, crashed to 26th in points with one top 5 all year. Meanwhile, the novelty import quietly climbed to 12th and put himself in the chase conversation. That's the fear made real. When the import outdevelops your American core, the whole talent model gets questioned. And here's the manufacturer's shift nobody's connecting. Chevrolet, through the RCR and Trackhouse orbit, already has the Kostecki relationship warm and running. Ford is watching its best U.S. teams struggle with only one Cup win across the early 2026 stretch from a blue oval car. When a manufacturer is starved for road course points and speed, the cheapest, fastest fix isn't developing a 19-year-old for 3 years. It's buying a fully formed Supercars champion who can win on day one. That's the secret meeting energy in the paddock right now. Not a smoke-filled room, a spreadsheet. Team owners looking at cost per win and realizing the Invaders are the best value in the sport. There's no sabotage. There's something scarier. Cold, logical demand. So here's your 2027 Invasion timeline. Kostecki is the near lock. The Chevy pipeline and his Xfinity oval poles make him the readiest of the 3, and if his Supercars title charge lands, a Cup deal becomes almost inevitable. Waters is the grit-build trucks and Xfinity first, then a jump the moment a full-time seat opens, and Mostert is the earthquake, the champion who, if he ever says yes, arrives as a genuine race winner from lap 1. SVG kicked the door open. He proved the road course wins, then proved the ovals can be learned. The blueprint exists, the manufacturers want it, and there are at least 3 drivers down under who've already stared down the mountain and know exactly what full send under pressure feels like. The invasion isn't coming. It already started. 2027 is just when the reinforcements land, so I'm handing this one to you. If these three stars all land in the Cup Series, does NASCAR lose its American identity, or does it finally become the global powerhouse it's always claimed to be? Drop your verdict below. I read every single one, and I want to know which name you think crosses the ocean first.